What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. In a surprising turn of events, the WBA has approved of a unification fight featuring WBC and IBF welterweight champion Errol the True Spence and WBA welterweight champion Spence-Ugas. Now, Spence-Ugas was slated to take on his mandatory contender in the WBA, Spence-Ugas, but Al Heyman
in a quarter mile, turn left onto South Sam Houston Parkway West.
Able to put together a significant step-aside deal, and Spence will now face Butavev in the co-main event for the Spence-Ugas unification welterweight title fight. Now, this is not set in stone on when this fight's going to take place. They're looking at either February or March. So that's a good time frame. That'll be right after the
turn left onto South Sam Houston Parkway West.
A good time frame to put together this important fight in the welterweight division. Kind of surprised me, man. I got up, woke up, and I saw all these.
Continue on South Sam Houston Parkway West for 3/4 of a mile.
Done deal. And I was like, what? I was thinking like, oh man, and they go there trying to look for views and stuff, trying to get views and stuff, trying to make it look like this fight is a done deal. This fight is happening next. You know, probably trying to piss off Crawford fans and stuff like that, but it turns out to be true, man. Michael Benson is reporting it. Michael Carpenter is reporting it, so it's a done deal, man. So, you know, ever since these people have been speculating about Gervonta Tank Davis pay-per-view numbers, these YouTube channels, man, you know, I can't really go by what they be saying and stuff. A lot of these channels, I ain't saying all of them, a lot of these channels be reporting fake news.
In a quarter mile, sharp left to stay on South Sam Houston Parkway West.
True, and this is a significant fight. Now, where does this leave Crawford, who's a WBO welterweight champion? He's probably got a couple of options. I think his main option is he definitely need Josh Taylor not to be a victim of the upset that has been prevalent in the sport of boxing.
Sharp left to stay on South Sam Houston Parkway West.
As we saw George Kambosos upset Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, we see some upsets going down, man. So, you know, Spence-Ugas upset Manny Pacquiao.
In 600 feet, turn right.
No, people want to talk about the fact that Manny Pacquiao was past his best, but there wasn't nobody picking Ugas to win that fight, man. Come on, let's be real. You know, you look at what Pacquiao did to Thurman, and you look at what Ugas struggled against Abel Ramos. He got hurt bad in that fight, late in that fight, to win a vacant title. So it ain't like he looked at that impressive. He's one of those guys that look just good enough to lose type of fighters. And hopefully that won't come into the play in the Errol Spence Jr. fight, man, because he can be competitive in that fight. But he knows
turn right, then turn right.
Knockout, and it goes to the judges' scorecards, and the decision goes to Errol Spence Jr. So he's got to be wary of that. And
turn right, then turn right.
Seek to put on a dominant performance against Errol Spence Jr., who's a guy who's been inactive, coming off a major eye injury. Before that, he was in a horrific car wreck. So this is Spence-Ugas' best chance to put his signature stamp in the welterweight division and start putting together a case to possibly be a Hall of Fame.
Your destination is on the left.
Like, this could be the first step toward that, you know. I've seen a lot of guys that, you know, early on in their career, they didn't look like nothing special, like solid fighters, but they ain't look like nobody that was going to be a Hall of Fame fighter, but they was able to put on spectacular performances and spectacular victories in the second half of their career, and it catapulted them to a Hall of Fame status. And that's what Spence-Ugas will be looking to do. Now, we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires, man, but that's the latest and the greatest. Spence-Ugas versus Errol Spence Jr. Crawford will need Josh Taylor to beat Jack Cottrell, and maybe they can set up a fight either in Omaha, Nebraska, or in the UK. That's probably the two best locations for that particular matchup. If he can't get that fight, hopefully maybe Golden Boy will push out, will show faith in their young #1 fight up under Golden Boy promotion, that being Virgil Ortiz Jr. Maybe they will let him sink or swim in a big-time opportunity against a pound-for-pound fighter in Crawford. Not all likely. I'm hearing that he's going to be taking on David Avanesian. That's the fight that they're looking to make early part of 2022. Now, he was trying to get in a tune-up fight in January, but that don't look like that's going to happen. So I'm hearing that he's going to go straight into the David Avanesian fight. So I don't think he'll be next. So I think Josh Taylor's probably the best bet to get the fight with Crawford. He's undisputed. He can petition the WBO to make him the mandatory for the title in the welterweight division. Him being undisputed, at 140 pounds, and he can make that fight happen. I think that's an easy fight to make, even though Bud Crawford say he ain't fooling with Bob Arum no more. You know, you still see him hanging around top rank events. He was at the last top rank card, so that's, you know, actions speak louder than words. It wouldn't be a bit surprised if he decides to work again with top rank boxing. Let me know your thoughts about Errol Spence Jr. versus Spence-Ugas unification fight to take place in February or March of 2022. Who you like in that particular matchup? And are you upset that we're not going to get Spence Crawford? And another thing that's got mentioned in the article is Stanionis will be taking on Batavev, and the winner of that fight will be get the winner of Spence-Ugas. So this pretty much takes Spence Crawford out of the equation for 2022. So earliest we can expect that fight, if it ever happened, it'll be the first part of 2023. So that's a sad state of affairs for boxing. It's going down the same road that Mayweather-Pacquiao went down. Both guys finally entered the ring, and they were not in their prime. They were still at the top of their game, or they were not at their best if they would have fought several years earlier. And this might be the case when we're talking about Spence versus Crawford. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But let me know your thoughts, and hit the like button if you like the content of this video, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.